said you were ready, dude.
Bro, chill out. It's
No, we're keeping this in.
You know, I can talk and play at the same time.
What did I say about the rules? Boom.
Bro, the rules are gay.
Says the game.
Says the queer. And that's not a word I should say.
Oh, got him.
Okay.
Got him.
Anyways, guys, welcome to the fifth episode. The fifth episode of the Beaner Cast. My name's Edgar.
My name is Francisco.
And my name is Luis.
It's a pleasure to meet all of you guys.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Chick-fil-A is good. I like Chick-fil-A. I don't really get bored of the food there because it's not really greasy.
You work at Chick-fil-A. You're only saying that because you're paid to say that.
No, like I act like the food isn't that greasy. It's good.
That food isn't that greasy.
They still haven't sent me the email.
The email. The thing is, we haven't been taking anybody new in. Although I am worried because there was one new guy yesterday, but he was just one, and we usually taking about 2 or 3. So I don't know.
Well, GG's to me.
Francisco didn't really do the interview.
No, I didn't.
But that's okay. What do you... Oh, wait, we have the list. Hold up.
Oh, Luis was wanted to talk about the supernatural.
Spirits.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about the supernatural. What's up with that?
Who wants to go first? I don't want to go first.
Luis, since you... Luis, why'd you throw your phone?
You said no. Yeah, you got your phone in your hand.
He's looking at the list.
Yes, I'm looking at the list. That's the only exception.
No,
looking at the list.
No.
I make the rules.
Fuck you and your dictatorship.
Okay, what do you want to add in for spirits?
I think my house is haunted.
What makes you say that?
Somebody touches him at
Yes.
night.
Yeah.
I kind of used to feel that when I moved here first.
Whoa, wait, what?
Yeah, like I would almost fall asleep and I feel like someone touching my hair or like my face. I'd be like, huh.
It was Kia.
He's
no, because Kia was on the ground. Stop mocking my dog.
I'll do it because it's cute. And I wasn't hoping it makes me cute, but it doesn't.
Cisco, you're not cute. You're mad sexy, bro.
I love you guys. Anyways, continue.
All right. So sometime.
You can like bring it back.
Sometimes. Okay, I don't like that.
No. Okay.
If I had $1 for every time you said sometimes.
Sometimes. At night, there would be a knocking at the restroom door from my room, and like, nothing causes it. It just knocks.
It's just there.
It just happens.
Is that it? Are you serious?
At one point, the lights on my computer would turn on, but the computer itself wouldn't.
That's weird.
It's kind of, yeah.
That is weird.
And then my little brother's laptop would turn on at night too,
What the fuck?
and wouldn't turn off.
Yo, you got a gamer ghost on your hands, bro.
Imagine.
What about you, Cisco?
Nah, you go first.
Okay. Ah, God, I have so many things.
Wait, are these stories from here, your apartment right now, or your old house?
Oh no, just like from what I can remember. The very first one, or one that I know is like credible, is there's this one time.
I think a piece of my filling fell off.
Your tooth? Oh, FYI for everybody, Francisco got his tooth filled in because
I chipped it.
Little dummy chipped it. We'll explain what happened once we're done with the whole spiritual thing. But anyways, I was trying to go to sleep. I don't know, it was weird. And I like leaving my lights on because I would go to sleep first and then my parents would go to sleep like after me because, you know, like bedtime. And I'd leave it on and my mom would turn off the lights. Yeah. And before I go to sleep, I hear somebody walking up the stairs because there were some old stairs and they would creak every time somebody would walk up them.
I hate that.
Yeah. And
That must have hurt.
Keep going.
Okay, so I thought it was like my mom or my dad. And I was like, oh, you know, before I go to sleep, I'm gonna say, you know, good night to them and, you know, see them one more time. So they're going up and I see like a black figure. He was like blackish greenish, and he's like slowly walking up the stairs, and I'm just staring at him, and the lights were on. I clearly saw him, and he just turned to me and fucking disappeared.
It's Murdoch. Murdoch from Gorillas.
And he was just gone. I was like, oh, okay, cool. The other one was, this one like really creeped me out because I didn't know what to do about it. I woke up in the middle of the night one time, and I was like, why am I awake? I look at the time, it's around 3 in the morning, and I look at the hallway, and there's just like at first I see nothing, because it's just a dark hallway, and that's
so
it.
like just black?
Yeah, it was just black. Then, like, I keep on looking there, and at first I saw like a bat, and then it turned into a cat. And then
So, did it turn into a cat like mid-flight or something?
Wait, no, okay. It was a cat at first, like a black cat, just standing there. Then it transformed into a bat and flew to my door, and it covered the whole screen, like not the screen, but like the doorway in like blackness. And then it faded away, and there was just like a dark figure with like a scythe, a Sith.
Scythe?
The scythe, is that what it's
Yeah,
called?
scythe.
Yeah, and it just stood there, like it sat there. I was like, whoa.
I was about to say you just saw a witch.
I'd hate to like interrupt right now, but we kind of have to like get distracted for a little bit. We'll be right back after these these short messages. And we're back.
Okay.
I apologize
Yeah,
for that.
we're
Edgar,
back.
continue your story.
Where was I?
I don't remember.
Did you spill fucking milk on my table?
Lick it off, clean, right now.
Lick it off clean. Suck it.
Pussy.
Okay, whatever, he covered it. So, yeah, it covered the whole, like, my whole doorway, and it just stood there with the scythe. And I was like, what? And I thought it was like a shadow at first.
He met death.
And that was weird. I thought it was a shadow at first.
It's me with
And-
the fucking Fortnite pickaxe that you bought me.
It was foretold. Because this was like in elementary school, dude. And I thought it was like the light from my radio, so I bring it closer, but it wasn't. And then it unplugs for like a second. I'm like, ah! So I quickly try to plug it in, but it was still there. I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? And so I quietly go, and it's super fast. Just turn on the light, and there's pants in the doorway.
Pants?
Yeah, it was my dad's pants. And I'm like, oh, haha, funny. So I take it out, and I'm like, no stupid demon is gonna scare me. I turned off the lights, nothing is there. I go back to my bed, nothing is there. I blink, and it gets back.
What the fuck?
I'm like, ah, frick.
Bamboozle.
And so I'm like, oh, jeez, what do I do? So, like, I start praying, and I prayed for like a solid week, and then it went away. And I remember I would just go to my mom's room and run past the demon. I'd be like, don't catch me. And
Gotta go fast.
and I just get there, and it went away after like, I think it was there for a month, but like for a week when I started praying, it went away. But it was scary. I never saw it again.
Man met death.
It was death.
Hopefully not.
Man was like, I'm keeping tabs on your ass.
Oh, let's explain what happened to your tooth.
Well,
No.
spill it.
No,
No.
spill the beans.
We're gonna talk about supernatural shit.
No.
All right.
spill the-
Actually, no.
Oh yeah, actually,
he hasn't
yeah,
talked about
yeah, you
his.
have to talk about the supernatural.
Okay, so as a kid, I used to like see a lot of images or shadows and shit walking around and whatever. I used to have sleep paralysis, which, if you don't know what sleep paralysis is,
Where's the fucking time? There it is. Sorry.
it's
Sorry. It's because he stared at me because I was trying to get my phone for the timer, and it wouldn't slide up for the thing. That's why Francisco was like stuttering because he's like, "What do I stop?"
But yeah, so like, where was I? Anyway, oh yeah, if you don't know what sleep paralysis is, it's basically when your brain is awake but your body isn't. Like, you can see and feel everything going around you, but you can't actually move your body. And when I would go through that, I would always see like a dark figure like hunched over in like a corner of my room. Doesn't matter which corner, just I would see it.
You got some toe pics.
And this one time I I was I was I was like in sleep paralysis, but at the same time I kind of like went through what's called like astral projection. If you don't know what that is, it's like when your like soul or whatever leaves your body and like it goes elsewhere, whatever, wherever it goes. And I remember I was in my house, in the new house that I'm at right now, and I remember I walked in, I go upstairs, and I look in my bedroom, and I see my body, eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling, and then there's these like shapes, like different shapes, like black shapes hovering over my body, like forming and like deforming into themselves again. It was very weird. And then after a while, I blinked, and then like everything went like super fast in like reverse, like when you like reverse like a tape, and then everything just goes back to like the inside of.
Sorry.
Bless you. And everything just goes back to normal, and I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck?
Jeez, that sounds terrifying.
It was terrifying, but at the same time, it was kind of cool. Yeah. And like at the same time, in that house, there for a week, there was always like this shadow person watching me. Like I remember this one time I woke up, I didn't check the time, but it was like dark, and I look at the bed, look at the foot, like the foot of the bed? The footing of my bed or whatever, the end of my bed, and there was like this taller dark figure like just watching me sleep, and I'm just staring at it and staring at me. I'm like,
square up.
Hey buddy.
I don't know what to do. And so I just like close my eyes and like I just try to ignore it, but I could feel the presence. Like you knew it was there. You knew it's there. And it was just like, it felt like it was watching me. And I'm just like, I don't like this. And then this one time I came home from school, and my mom wasn't there, but it was just me, and I was at home alone watching, I forgot what I was watching. I was watching something. And then for some reason I just decided to look at the stairs, and as I look at the stairs, and the thing, whatever it is, was right there on the stairs looking at me. And then as soon as I look at it, I can clearly see it turn and like walk back upstairs. And when I go to the stairs and look at it, there's nothing there. Like there's nothing there. Everything is just the way it's supposed to be. And this one time my mom told me that she was going upstairs, and she thought that, and I was downstairs in the kitchen, and as she was going upstairs, she thought she saw me standing in the doorway of her bedroom, and she was yelling my name like, Francisco, Francisco. And I'm like, what are you, I was like, what's going on? And she's like, wait, oh, I thought I saw you standing at my door, at the doorway of my bedroom. And I was like, no, I'm in the kitchen.
I'm making mac and cheese, and nobody can stop me.
And I remember this one time too, I woke up and there was like 3 scratch marks going across my abdomen, like 3 red scratch marks. And I'm like, for those of you that don't know, if anywhere on your body there's like 3 scratch marks, it's like a being, like a dark being. It's like mocking the Holy Trinity. And if you don't know what the Holy Trinity is, isn't it like
the God,
the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit? That's what it is. And what demons, I guess you could call them, do is like when they scratch you, they leave 3 marks specifically because they are making fun of the Holy Trinity. Anyways, I woke up and I saw that on my abdomen, and I was like, ¿Qué pedo? What's going on? And then this one time I was in the bathroom, and I just, for no reason at all, I just started like thinking out loud, like talking thoughts and whatever. And then I swear to God, I hear a loud ass whisper telling me to shut up. Like, I swear. I was just staring at the ground thinking, and then out of nowhere I hear like a loud ass, shut up. And I'm like, and I never got out of the bathroom so fast.
But he was sick of your shit.
I was like, I don't know what I did wrong. It was bad. It was terrible.
Hell no. Yours was like more like
involved.
Yeah, involved. Yeah, that's the word.
And like sometimes I feel like something's touching my head too sometimes. Yeah. And I'm like, You know.
I never said my story from Guatemala.
Well, go ahead and say it.
Okay, so this was in 2018. Was it?
Wait, when did you go to Guatemala?
Yeah, 2018. 2018. This was in December of 2018. I went to the coast in Limones to go spend the week with my grandma, right? And, you know, rest in peace. And on the last night, me and my older cousin, he's like a year older, we just started talking. And he said, you know, they scare you here, right? And I was like, oh, what do you mean? And I thought he meant, like, you know, as in, like, pranks or something. But he was like, no. They, like, there's things out here that try to scare you. I'm like, you know, what do you mean by that? And he tells me, like, all of these stories and everything. He said that one time him and one of his friends were just out there. And we have, like, a plantain farm, like, in front of us. Like, there's just plantain trees for miles.
Plátanos.
Yeah. And he said one time his friend were just standing there, and one of the trees just started shaking randomly, and it was just one, because it wasn't the wind, or else it'd be all of them.
One tree was shaking.
Just one tree was shaking. And, you know, they call out, because they try not to be scared there, because if you're scared, then it makes it worse.
Yeah, they feed off of your fear.
Yeah. And, you know, he's like, you know, who's there and everything. And he gets the machete. It's common to have a machete over there. And, you know, there was no one there. It just kept on shaking even more violently. So they just book it, right?
Wait, were you there? Or
No,
like...
this is what happened to him.
Oh, okay.
Another time, he was saying how, like, he saw, like, a flash of light in the sky one time. And he was talking about aliens. And it was weird. Because during the time he was saying this, he was sitting, like, at a certain position where he was facing away from the house. And I was kind of facing the house. And while he was explaining it, there was just a bright flash of, like, light. And, like, it covered the whole sky. Like, I saw it. Like, it was there. I'm like, whoa, did you see that? And, like, he stood up and, I, like, pointed it, like, at the sky. And he was like, no, what are you talking about? And I was like, no, you like, and it bothered me because, like, I saw it and it was, like, bright. And, like, I clearly saw it. And he just didn't see it. Like, I guess it was the wrong timing. But later on, one that, like, did, like, bother him the most was when he was younger, he used to have this doll, like, you know the little troll dolls.
I hate those.
With the hairs. Yeah,
those things are creepy.
He used to have one. He'd always carry it around. He'd sleep with it too. And I don't know, someone said something about it, and supposedly, like, I don't know how they carry demons or something. It was
Yeah.
But he said, you know, he felt weird about it, and he threw it into the river that was near there, and it was like, you know, oh, screw it. And then the next morning, he woke up, he went outside, and at the doorway was a little troll doll just covered in, like, mud and everything. And he was like, heck no. Because I think they found the troll doll in a suitcase outside, like, buried. In the suitcase, I think there was a old photo, a pentagram, I think, a troll doll, and the candle, or some candles. And that's where he got the troll doll. And then he was like, you know what, no. So him and his mom, they burned everything that was found in that suitcase. You know, luckily it never bothered them ever again. But the other time was one time, the first time they got Wi-Fi, you know, he got really excited. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna spend the whole night awake, right?
Yeah, I can drink up.
And his parents were, like, out of the house because they had to go somewhere, right? So that night he had to, like, and his parents were gonna come till, like, morning, I think. And, you know, he was just there. And he's just texting his friends and everything. And, you know, he's just being a kid. And
Is this your cousin?
Yeah, my cousin, Isa. So he's just there, and he felt something like just shake his bed. And at first it didn't really scare him because he thought it was an earthquake, because earthquakes usually happen there.
Yeah, they're common.
And he's like, oh, that's kind of weird. So he checks under his bed and he doesn't see anything. So he shrugs it off and, you know, continues on with the night. And he's just there.
That's ice. ice
Yeah,
cream.
that's the fridge.
Thought it was Kia.
No. And he's just there. Wait, what happened?
Like you're talking about how like he checked the bed after it shaked and he shrugged it off and he went back to do what he was doing.
Oh yeah. Oh, and then he got under the covers and everything, and someone yanks off the covers from him.
Oh
And like
shit!
he gets up real quick. He's like, "What was that?" And he checked. As soon as he got up, he looks at the window, and somebody was looking at him from the window, and then like closes.
The blinds?
That's the thing. It's like glass. The windows are like, they're blind, like glass blinds, and then there's like a covering, a metal covering,
Oh, okay.
and I think he saw a hand too, but it was quickly taken away.
Dude.
So he's like, "What the heck?" And the doors over there are made of metal,
Mm-hmm,
like the entrances. So
El portón.
yeah, and you know he was already scared from what he saw from the window, and he sees footsteps outside his door,
hell
not from the
no.
doorway, because when you open the door to the house, it's loud.
It's loud,
Because
yeah.
it's metal. And he just sees footsteps outside his own doorway from the bedroom, and you can see like dirty, grimy fingers go under to the doorway and like try to reach out from under. And he gets scared and he's like, "Who's there?" and everything, and it's just silence, and the figure just walks away. And he's there in the corner of his room and everything, and then like something tries shaking his bed again, and he's like, "No," and everything, and he tries saying like his Bible verses and everything. Well, actually no, he didn't. He just sat there. He texted his friend like to come, but he couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So he turned off the Wi-Fi and everything and just sat in a corner and waited until sunrise. And he said he would wake up several nights like at 3 in the morning or like 4, and he hated it because he said that was like the witching hour.
Yeah, that's the witching hour.
Yeah, and I like that night when he told me, I was like, "Oh hell no, I'm gonna pray like extra hard tonight."
Mm-hmm.
And I pray and everything, and I'm like, "God, I hate it." And I'm like, "All right, well, I gotta go to sleep." So I go to sleep, and my dumbass wakes up at around 3:30, maybe 4 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Fuck, why am I awake?" And I'm just there. I'm like, I think I woke up to the sound of like something like a maraca shaking or something. It was
Having
weird.
a party.
And I was like, "Oh, well, now I'm gonna try to go to sleep." So I pray and everything, but the thing was, every time I closed my eyes, I was outside.
Mm-hmm.
But like it was dark, and I was with my cousins, and yeah, I was with my cousins, and we were just there talking.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I was like opened my eyes, I was back in the room, and they were all gone. And it was weird because that's never happened to me before, and it was like so realistic to me. And I was like, "You know what, I gotta go to sleep." So I closed my eyes and I tell them to shut up, and they like all just start yelling at me and everything. I'm like, "What the heck? That's so weird." So I keep on praying, and after a while it goes away. And then I'm about to fall asleep, and then I felt like something like kind of touched me, so I wake up immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear like some maracas shaking and everything. And the more I prayed, the louder they got.
Mm.
And it was just like from left to right to somewhere.
Yeah.
It was weird. And I was like, "Oh my God, I just hate this." So I kept on praying and everything. And in the middle of praying, somebody laughed, but it was like a woman's laugh.
Yeah.
Right next to my, like, outside.
Yeah, reciting holy stuff like that, if there's evil spirits around, that really pisses them off.
Yeah, and like they find it funny.
They pisses them off, and they know you're scared.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They're like, you can't be scared, or else they feed off.
Yeah,
of
you
it.
can't.
And I'm like, "Oh hell no!" So I covered my ears and I just say them like harder and harder and everything, and I still heard the things like shaking and everything, and I'm like, "Oh Jesus Christ, what do we do?" And luckily, I heard my abuelita getting up, and because she had to go to the bathroom, and I hear her getting up, and she comes back. I'm like, "Abuelita, can you come here for a minute?" Because I was like, screw it, like I need it right now. And like she comes, she's like, yeah, you know, what's wrong, mijo? And I told her everything, and she was like, no, that's just the neighbors, you know, they get up early in the morning. And like I guess I could kind of see that, but still, like, it scared me, and like I was cold at the same time, I think.
Yeah, when stuff like that happens, there's like environmental things that happen around you, like it
Cold
gets
spots.
cold. It gets
Yeah.
it gets super cold. You get like chicken skin, or like
Yeah,
your hairs
like,
stand up.
yes, that's the thing. That was my first time, like
Your
my
hair
hair
stood up
stood
the
up.
first time, like
Yeah,
ever
the
like
first time
that.
ever. Other nights I would like
I'm chilling.
I would just be scared, like the thing with the thing, like the demon in my room. But like the night, as soon as I heard that laugh, all
Mhm.
the hairs like just stood up.
Mhm.
It was just horrifying. And you know, I was like, you know, abuelita, can you pray with me? And she was like, yeah, okay. So she prayed with me, and as soon as she prayed, it all just stopped. And like she was a very religious woman, and while I was there, she would take me to church and everything, and because she really respected, like, you know, the Bible and everything.
Mhm.
She was, like I said, she was very religious.
Yeah.
And as soon as she did that, you know, she was like, you know, like, you know, I'll be there and like on the bed with you. Te acompaño for a little bit.
Mhm.
And you know, dude, we just stayed there, and like as soon as she was done praying, like I got warm, like I felt safe and everything.
Yeah.
And like all the sounds stopped. And as I was dozing off, earlier that day, my cousin showed me a song. I didn't really like the song. I just didn't like the guy who sang it. And I was like, okay. So I quickly, as soon as I'm dozing off, I hear that song again, but it's like slowed down, and it was from like a distance. And
Mhm.
like I hear, I guess it was like as a warning, like
Yeah.
thing. It was weird, but that's how I took it, and it just stopped.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, that was weird. So, and I just fell asleep, and I asked my cousin about it the next morning, and I told him everything that happened, and he was like, no way.
Mhm.
And I was like, yeah. And my other cousin, he was like, bro, I told you shouldn't have told him those things, because he wouldn't gotten scared. And he was like, no, I just wanted to tell him before he left and everything. But yeah, that in the coast where it's not very populated, like in the city, like when it's not like in the city,
Mhm.
a lot of like just weird things happen there. But yeah, that was just the most vivid one.
Yeah, when you mentioned the handprints, that reminded me of this one time when I was in my house. I woke up and like I opened the window to look out, and there was like handprints on the window. And like the thing is, like you can tell like how when a handprint is on the outside or on the
Yeah.
inside. And this fucking handprint was like on the inside of my fucking house. And I remember, and I never opened the blinds.
Yeah.
And when I opened the window, I always put my hand on the far side, and I put
Yeah,
the
like
thing,
you push it up.
or like yeah.
Yeah.
I never put my hands on the actual glass pane. I always like, from the sides.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was like, hmm.
Interesting.
And then I remember this one time, I was putting my shoes. I remember I went to sleep once, and I remember specifically that I put my shoes in the shoebox.
Mhm.
And then when I woke up in the morning, those specific shoes were outside of the fucking shoebox.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't know who the hell did this, but I appreciate your ass.
Damn. Your ghost is trying on the new kicks, bruh.
He said, okay, Edward said he can go.
He can?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, I'm trying to remember, because, like, I remember something very vague from my childhood. But I just... Oh, yeah, I never said this, but, like, at my house at night, sometimes, even now, I can kind of hear footsteps in the hallway. Or, like, things going up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's up, dog? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna hit you with that holy water, bruh. Con la cruz.
And like, oh yeah, I was at my uncle's house. And his house is a basement. The first floor where like the kitchen is, living area, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then the second floor where my grandma is and my two cousins sleep.
Yeah.
And I remember this one time I was sleeping there, and for some reason I couldn't sleep in my cousin's room because it was like really hot. So I would go out and I sleep in like a little kind of balcony kind of area that he has in his house.
Yeah.
And like there's like a hallway that leads to that, obviously.
Yeah.
It's not like a hallway, but like a boardwalk. You know, like a boardwalk at the beach. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
No.
It was kind of like that. And then like I went to that area and there was like a little mattress there, so I lay down and I try to sleep there cuz it was like cool there. And I wake up and again it's like dark and like I see like a dark figure standing like right outside of both of my cousins' rooms cuz their rooms are like across from each other.
Yeah.
And like every time I would close and open my eyes, it would like take one step forward and would just be like closer. And it got to the point where like the boardwalk thing or whatever you want to fucking call it started.
Mm-hmm.
At that point I was like, no, fuck this. If I keep opening and closing my eyes, it's just gonna like
Be there.
fucking be there.
Yeah.
So I had enough and I just got up. I walked to my cousin's room, meaning I would have to walk through where I last saw whatever the thing was standing.
Yeah.
And when I finally got to my cousin's room, I was like, okay, I can breathe now. It was like this. I don't know why that was like that. Like, it was just so weird.
Yeah.
So weird. And like, I remember this one time as well when I was like very sleep deprived. I don't know if it was like just like my mind playing tricks on me, but like when I'm very sleep deprived, I kind of like tend to hallucinate a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's this one time where it was thunderstorming,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just me there. I was the only one at the house, and their house is big. And like my mom is in the basement, but like she's doing whatever she's doing. I think she was working on something or I don't know. And what you call it? It starts thundering, and I'm like everything's flashing. I'm like freaking the fuck out because I'm seeing because I saw like a shadow like quickly like run across like that boardwalk that I was talking to you guys about, where I saw that thing when I was little. I saw whatever it was, just like something like quickly like run, and it's just like you could see it. It's like black running, and as it's running, it's like fading away at the same time.
Se queman los frijoles.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Beans are being burned.
And then I'm like, I took time to process what it was, and then like I'm just at that point I go into a corner of like the house, and I'm just huddled there, and I'm just like, please go away, please go away, please go away.
Yeah.
And then I think before that I was in my room once, and I felt like something was watching me.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything goes super cold. Like around me, it's just cold. And I get like all of my arm is just like chicken skin.
Yeah.
And I start like hyperventilating. I'm like, like breathing hard.
That was happening to
and I'm
me,
like
bro.
rocking back and forth in my bed. I'm just like, what the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? And I'm texting one of my friends, telling her what's happening.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, calm down. Breathe. If you're scared, it knows you're scared. And the stronger the presence is going to be. And I'm like borderline about to cry because like I'm just like, it's just I know it's watching me, and I'm just like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I guess at some point it just got bored of like fucking around with me like that, and everything just goes away, and I'm just like, I have no idea what just happened, but I never want to go through that ever again, or I kind of do. Not gonna lie.
Because I mean it's a cool experience, but it's horrible.
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
Y'all make my life seem boring.
But you live a good life. We're over here like...
You be grateful you live a good fucking life.
Bro, but I low-key want all
Your
that
parents
to
are
happen to
fucking
me.
married. Mine, I don't know where my dad is. Anyways, that's a discussion for another story or podcast. But yeah, and then that was... I haven't had any experiences recently other than like hearing footsteps.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do feel like something's running its fingers through my hair because my hair is pretty long. So I'm like, I don't know what that is, but it just doesn't bother me anymore.
Yeah.
But like going through all that kind of like makes me want to investigate it on my own. but at the same time,
It has
it's like it has
consequences,
consequence. Like
yeah.
things can get attached to you, and like
And
once something is
say-
attached to you, it's bad.
Yeah, and they
It's
say
bad.
you're not supposed to like contact like anything or like
Yeah,
try to.
but at the same time, I feel like coming in contact with other beings in another life would help us understand what our purpose of being here on Earth is, or what comes after we die. Because I know in some cultures or in some religions, when you die, you don't die. You just, like, when you're alive, you're sleeping. But when you die, that's when you truly wake up and you experience everything.
Yeah.
And that's what I believe. Like, I believe your body is just like a host or like a box.
Yeah.
And when you die, that box opens up, and whatever's inside of that box goes out
into another plane of existence.
Exactly.
That's what I think too. Because this is just like a vessel,
Yeah,
basically.
I can cut Edgar open out right now, and I can eat his soul.
Dude, no.
Bruh. Anyways,
What else?
yeah, that
Maybe that shit never happens to me because me and my siblings are never really scared of the shit that happens.
yeah, it probably happens. You just don't realize it, or
maybe
when you do
just think
realize
it's
it,
another sibling.
yeah,
The first time I heard that knock on the bathroom door, I was just like, "Hey, Nene, what the hell was that?"
Mhm.
And we both just shrugged it off, and then like it would happen more often. We'd be like, "That's cool," and then we gave the ghost a name, and we called it Fred, and we're like, "Hey, what's up, Fred?" So we kind of
you guys kind of make fun of it in a way.
yeah.
Do you hear the knocking anymore?
No, actually, no.
That's why.
It kind of just
'Cause-
got pissed off.
Yeah,
He's like, you know what? Fuck these guys. They're not taking me seriously, fucking assholes. You made the demon cry, and the demon was trying to make you cry. You're like, you fucking loser. You're knocking on the door. And he's like,
Step up your game.
Stick up.
Get a life, bro. Oh wait, I forgot.
Forgot. You're dead. And he's just like, oh, I remember once I was talking to my stepdad about like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't believe in that stuff.
Mm.
But the one thing that he does believe is La Llorona. Cause,
Yeah, that
Oh.
shit's scary.
Because I remember once he told me that he was talking to me about like how he was young and like he works on a ranch. When he was young, he was working on his dad's ranch.
Yeah.
And his ranch is in Mexico. And I remember him telling me something like that he was like out late trying to like get the goats into their the pens, and out of nowhere he just hears like a woman crying, like he told me, I think he told me that he heard it from like the barn or whatever. He hears like a woman crying, and he just like goes inside the house like immediately.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's smart.
And I'm like, I would have done the same.
Yeah.
I would have done the same. But at the same time, if I'm like individually, I probably wouldn't willingly go to investigate something. But if I'm with a group of people, I'd probably be the person that encourages everyone
Yeah.
else to go and do it, or else I'd go do it just because I'm like that. And like,
What if it was like someone like, like in trouble or something?
yeah, exactly. But at the same time, it's like you don't know, so whatever.
It's a bit better to go with the group too.
Could
But-
have been some crackhead.
But
Yeah.
like one thing that I kind of wanted to try, but at the same time I kind of don't, is a Ouija board.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But like at the
I
same,
can do
I
that.
don't know. I don't know about that one. Bro.
Yeah.
like I would do it, but at the same time I don't want to be attached by anything, and I wouldn't want the people around me to be attached by anything.
Yeah, like per se, if we were to do it, we should not do it at our houses.
Yeah.
Nah, we definitely do it. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Edgar's
But
house.
like
No,
anyways,
no, we're already here, bro. I don't want
And,
to
like, there are places on Earth that I really want to go see just because of the amount of paranormal activity that I've heard about.
Yeah.
Like the suicide forest in Japan. It's
Wow.
like
Oh, you go crazy in there.
it has like a really sad, it's like really sad, and like I would love to go there to experience like
Just
something,
What it feels like.
or what it feels like, or what the people there that went to commit suicide were
Slip and slide.
thinking.
Slip and slide.
But like or the Queen Mary.
Queen
The Queen Mary is like a boat that like they converted it into a hotel, and like you can go there and it's really haunted. And there's this other hotel, I think it's called the Biltmore Hotel. or the Biltmore Estate or something like that. And that
Hotel's
place,
pretty built.
shut up.
Okay.
Apparently, like that place is pretty haunted as well. And there are some places here in Atlanta or Georgia that are haunted as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Also, another thing from La Llorona, or like the crying woman, is the closer you hear her, that means the farther away she is, and the farther away she sounds,
The closer she is.
yeah, it's kind of trippy and it's weird.
It's cool.
And,
The backstory is that she drowned her kids.
yeah.
She
and
drowned her kids, and then she-
Was it-
regretted it, and because
her
the-
husband cheated on her, and she
Yeah, I think so.
despised
Oh.
her kids.
Oh, makes sense.
And like she drowned her kids, and then she was crying, asking for her kids, and then
Yeah, and
that's how that started.
she's like in a white dress.
I think so.
Yeah.
They made a movie about it recently.
Oh yeah, they did. They did.
I wanted to see it, but
Yeah.
everybody else was too pussy to watch it with me.
I want to see
Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah,
No.
let's go one day.
Yeah, that's that.
Is it on Netflix? We can.
This
Netflix and
podcast
chill.
is fucking long.
No, yeah, let's try to make it longer, or maybe
How
it's
long?
long.
What's it at now?
It's, I don't know, cause when we paused it, I didn't pause the timer, cause I forgot.
Yeah, normally we'd be at like 800, and it'd be like around 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah. Well, what's another thing we could talk about? Cause right now the whole podcast. is
Yeah, it's just
paranormal.
supernatural or whatever.
Y'all got any creepy dolls?
Yeah, my mom has a collection of dolls, and she has like some dolls in the garage, and she has some dolls in like the coat closet downstairs.
You have a
Yeah,
coat closet.
My mother had one doll. It never really did anything, but it was just
It's
a creepy
creepy.
doll.
It just stood there.
My mom has this. She has this Barbie in the kitchen. I don't know why, but whenever I look at it, it just gives me a weird feeling.
Yeah.
Like it always freaks me out. And she has this porcelain doll that when you open the coat rack or the coat closet, whatever you want to call it, you just it's there and up in the corner, and like when you look, and like that's like the first thing I ever noticed. Like the
Yeah.
porcelain doll just staring at whoever opens the door, and I'm just like,
Why?
Why?
why do you do this to me? I remember this one time I took a picture of it. It was like 3 a.m. I took a picture of it, and I was like, good night from me and my friend, the porcelain doll or whatever the hell it was. I don't know why, but it's just like dolls. I don't know. Like, I don't like dolls.
Yeah.
They're creepy.
Especially with the whole, like, you know, spirits can go into it and stuff.
Yeah.
Annabelle?
And, oh, yeah.
They've made way too many of those movies.
They have. They've overdone it.
I mean, at this
It's-
point, I don't think there's anything else to talk about. All right, like, we can't top this conversation.
It was pretty
It
good
was
conversation.
long.
It was a long one, yeah. Well, this is a good stopping point
Yeah.
for the podcast. We hope y'all enjoyed it.
Fuck you guys for locking me outside last episode.
That was your own fault.
I
You
went
should've
outside, but
expected it.
nobody. I didn't expect y'all to fucking lock me out.
I locked the door.
Yeah, it was all Edgar's idea.
Yeah, I come back. I'm like, I locked Cisco outside.
Fuck you.
All right, this is a good time to end the podcast.
Happy birthday if it's your birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday if it's your birthday.
Or bless you if you sneezed.
If you sneeze, you're in the city of bless you, as a great man once said.
Don't forget to wipe if you're on the toilet.
Yup,
That
wipe.
too. Wash your ass.
Yes.
When you go to school, use fucking body spray or deodorant. Like, some of y'all fucking
Just
stink.
deodorant, Yeah.
Some of y'all smell like my nalgas after Taco Bell, dude. I swear to God.
Nalgas means ass
Cheeks.
or cheeks, yes.
Ass cheeks, not your cheeks on your face cheeks.
All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one.
Wash your hands.
Remember, we'll do a special if we reach 100 subscribers. We will. Once we
We
reach
will.
100
Once we hit,
subscribers,
yeah.
we'll do a special. We might do a special for the 10th episode, because just
Just
it's the
because.
10th. Yeah, just because. So we'll see y'all in the next one.
Word from Kia. All right, adios, guys.